You need to see, feel, and know exactly what it's like to relocate to one of the more popular suburbs here in Boise, Idaho. Today, this video is going to do just that. Let's get after it right now. My name's Rachel, and here on YouTube, I am known for being the one that will let you know the truth, whether you want to hear it or not, about relocating to Boise, Idaho. So if you need to know exactly what it's like to work, live, and play here, go ahead and tap the subscribe button and click this little bell. That way you never miss one of my videos on relocating to Idaho. I'm a licensed realtor. I run the #1 relocation team in the state. If you have any questions or you need any help relocating, don't hesitate. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or write us an email. We've got your back when relocating to Idaho. Today, I'm standing on the dividing line between Eagle, Idaho and Meridian, Idaho, but I am on the Meridian, Idaho side of things. I love this location because you get all the amenities of Eagle, Idaho, which tends to have a higher price point than Meridian, but for less money. So you get all the benefits and lifestyle of the people who are paying more bucks, but for less. You're going to need to see exactly where I'm standing so that you can kind of get your bearings. When I go back to the office, I will pull up a map and show you that. But right now, I'm going to take you through what it will look like to run your errands here. We'll pop into a few neighborhoods, and while I'm walking around showing you that, I'm going to answer some questions that I've been getting a lot, like, is Idaho racist? Do people here like Californians or not? Just some overall things about the traffic. We're just going to dive into everything kind of surface level while you see what it's like to live here. So let's switch over and I'll take you into this retail center. I am right on the corner of Chinden and Linder. This area is very, very amenity rich. No matter where you live in the Treasure Valley, you will likely be out here multiple times for errand running, community events, maybe just to go out to eat with friends and family. There's a couple golf courses right here. There is a lot to do and a lot of errands to be done in this specific location. Something to know about the Treasure Valley as a whole is that with all of this growth, the planning and developing is trying to catch up. So if you live in Meridian, there is a chance you're going to go downtown Boise or maybe even out to Nampa for certain things, but it's vice versa. I lived in downtown Boise and I did most of my shopping in Meridian, Idaho. Now I'm in Meridian, and about the only time that I really go to Boise or Nampa is for restaurants or home goods. I love home goods, and there just isn't one here. So as far as amenities go, it's pretty easy to get around the Treasure Valley, especially from this location. We're actually pretty close to the freeway. So if you haven't heard me talk about this in one of my other videos, I know Eagle, Idaho is a really popular place for people to relocate to, but there's just not good access to the freeway. Here in Meridian, you are a lot closer to the freeway, so being centrally located and with that access, you are right smack dab in the center of everything, and any direction at any given time. It's only about 20 minutes to get to the neighboring cities. It is also very close to all of the outdoor offerings that Eagle, Idaho has. So there's an incredible bike park out that direction. We've got the Boise foothills, you name it. So this location is awesome in that it gives you all of the conveniences and amenities that the Treasure Valley has to offer, but it also is super, super close to all the outdoor experiences that you would get if you're living here in the Treasure Valley. It's also close to the hospitals. The schools out here are highly desirable. Where I'm standing right now, I believe there's 3 if not 4 private schools, all within walking distance. My daughter attends one of them. There's a huge homeschool population right here. You name it, it's all right here. One of the reasons why I picked this exact location to start my video with is because I wanted to share with you some of the expectations that you can have as far as planning goes by giving you real life experiences and stories. So it's not uncommon here for a developer to submit plans and have them approved by the city, and for everyone to get really excited about some new business or shopping center that's coming in, only to have that developer turn around and sell off the land and have it turn into something different. This location is a primary example of that. It was approved and expected that there was going to be some higher end shopping and higher end restaurants right here. I mean, there are houses literally across the street being built right now for $4 million. Another one that just sold for $6.5 million. You also have houses in the $400,000 and $500,000 range. So there is a wide variety, but people thought that with those higher price point homes going in, the higher end shopping and restaurants were going to be a big benefit and really help support the more expensive price tags that are happening here. When that developer sold the land, it has turned into what I'm standing in now. And I'll kind of give you an example of just what I see. I've got Auntie Anne's pretzels, I've got Jamba Juice, Chipotle, which are all, I'm not gonna lie, some of my favorite places, but when you have the expectation that it's primarily going to be Michelin star restaurants and boutique local restaurants, it can be a little bit of a downer to get Olive Garden, which we were all also excited about the Olive Garden that just opened up right here, but you can kind of see where people get a little bit discouraged. So rule of thumb here, until it is open, don't get that excited about it. Something that's really cool that they're promising right now is an indoor wave pool. A brand new beautiful library just opened right here, the new Meridian Public Library. And right now, before it's totally developed, we've got traveling activities and community events here. So right behind me is a big traveling inflatable play yard with picnic benches and umbrellas, and you can get a punch pass to go on the slide. So people are coming from all over the Treasure Valley to go to that. We've got Costco down the street. I mean, you name it, anything that you're used to having, if it is available in the Treasure Valley, there's a really good chance that it's right here on the corner of Chinden and Linder. We helped relocate 178 families here last year. That's a lot of families. I am the one who answers the phone calls, so I know what the most popular questions are, and I am going to cover that because I know it's important to have those things answered. So, and then we'll pop into some of these communities while I talk through the answers to, I think, those really important questions, the things that you need to know. I'm in Paramount, which is an exceptional master planned community. A lot of people are relocating specifically to Paramount from out of state. This neighborhood is really cool because it has mature old growth trees lining the streets and sidewalks. So you'll notice throughout the Treasure Valley, a lot of the communities that offer old growth trees and that more mature landscaping don't necessarily have sidewalks. And then the newer construction that does have sidewalks doesn't necessarily have the old growth trees and mature landscaping. But Paramount really gives you the best of both worlds. It's super clean here, very friendly for families, retirees, pet owners, you name it. This community is exceptional. Something I've noticed as I'm walking through here is that house, which is right across from me, the house next door, and this house right here that I'm walking past all have American flags. It's not uncommon to see patriotism on display here. So I get the question asked a lot, do people in the Treasure Valley dislike Californians? And my short answer is no. The people here in the suburbs, outside of Boise do not dislike Californians because 70% of the people here are from out of state. They're all political refugees, just like I'm sure a lot of you watching are hoping to be political refugees here in the Treasure Valley. What people are weary of is that people are going to move here and change the political climate and the values. It's very, very important for people here that things remain conservative and that values stay intact. People are so nervous that what happened in California and Oregon and Washington is going to happen here in Idaho too. I will say, change your plates when you move here. I have heard of things happening to cars that have California license plates, mostly just people leaving nasty notes. But if people share in the Facebook community groups that someone left a nasty note on their car, everyone comes out to defend them. The times where I have seen nasty, like anti-Californian comments are also in the Facebook group. Outside of that, I've never seen it, and honestly, it's hard to meet anyone from Idaho here these days. So back to Paramount, there are a ton of amenities in this neighborhood. There's a community center that my friends and I meet at weekly. We have it reserved all throughout the summer. We do our Bible study, say a little prayer, and then everyone breaks out for dinner. The kids swim in the pool, play on the playground. There's no lifeguard on duty here. I have had people ask me if the communities have lifeguards in the summer, and I have not seen a single community that has a lifeguard, so you are definitely responsible to watch your own kiddos and friends and family members. With that being said, Paramount has 4 pools. Some of the neighborhoods, the pools get super packed out. I mean, super packed out. Legacy, for example, if you've heard of Legacy, is a beautiful community in Eagle, Idaho, but one of the major complaints is that the pools are super crowded. Here in Paramount, I have not seen that yet. When we're here during the week, we rent the community center, but the pool is still open to the rest of the neighborhood. And even with all of us, we tend to have anywhere from 6 to 10 families. The pool is still not packed, so I think that's pretty cool. There's a school here. There are lots of community events. Something to know about the Treasure Valley is that there is a plethora of HOAs, but they are not the type of HOAs that you may have heard about or that they make fun of on sitcoms. The HOAs here are really helpful when it comes to bringing the community together and organizing events. They keep everything clean and tidy, and really they're here to manage the green space. So when you're building a neighborhood and a community here in the Treasure Valley, they require a certain amount of green space to be open, and they can do nothing with that green space, or they can put parks and pools and pickleball courts and tennis ball courts in that green space, and the HOA is there to maintain the green space and all of those amenities. So we actually really love our HOAs in general here. There are some that I've heard some not so amazing things about, and I know that the HOAs and the 55 plus communities are probably some of the more strict ones, but for good reason. And I'll say that most of my clients have been pretty darn happy. So I am in La Miranda. This neighborhood is significantly smaller than Paramount, and Paramount, while it constantly has homes coming up for sale and there's a wide variety of price points, here in La Miranda, not as much pops up as frequently, and the homes here are townhouses or villas, as they sometimes refer to them, patio homes, and you're really at your more entry-level price points here. This community is very indicative of a lot of what you will get out here in the Treasure Valley, so I thought it would be fun to walk you through it. This is the kind of community that you're going to want to reach out to our team early for, so that we can note down that you're interested in it, because when a home pops up for sale in these communities, they go so quick. There were only 6 homes that sold here in the last 12 months, so that can give you a pretty good idea of the amount of time it might take to land in one of these communities. The landscaping is maintained in the front and the back by the HOA here. There are walking paths. There's a beautiful community center with a pool and a gym. Everyone takes such good care of their yards. I absolutely love this community. It is so peaceful, and being a California girl myself, I really love that they design these to be like very Napa Valley style. There's a lot of the Spanish style touches throughout here, so I really enjoy this community a lot. Sidewalks, mature landscaping, lots and lots of flowers, lots and lots of trees. Something I really like that you might start to notice now about the different neighborhoods is that instead of making the streets just straight, they have curved them a little bit. And what I think happens when they curve the streets like that is it makes the houses look less stacked together when the lot sizes are not that big. So you'll see everything is pretty curvy, and you don't see a ton of houses anywhere you look, although the street continues on for a while. The other thing that I really like about this neighborhood and other similar neighborhoods is that down the middle of the streets they have dividers with plants. That really prevents people from speeding through the neighborhoods and makes them a lot more family friendly, a lot easier to take your dogs out on a walk. So when developers come in and they put in communities, I tend to really look for details like, are the houses stacked next to each other on long straight streets that you can see the houses for miles, or are they curving those roads and putting planters down the streets? To me, it's a really big deal, and it makes a huge difference. And it's why sometimes when you go into a new community, you feel a little bit like you're looking at a video game of lined up houses versus a beautiful community with winding paths. Let's go take a look at what La Miranda looks like, and then we'll pop over to the next community, and I'm going to answer one of the most burning common questions: is Idaho racist? I'm in Three Corners, which is a multi-phase, highly desirable community right here in Meridian, Idaho. And I just have to point out, in the pond right here, I don't know if you can see really well, but there is a black swan right there. That is something I really love about Idaho, is we have a lot of very beautiful wildlife, and it's pretty cool to be in your community or walking through neighborhoods with friends and see black swans and heron, and we've got osprey nesting places, eagles, you name it. I just absolutely love that we have all of this beautiful wildlife. You really see God everywhere in Idaho, so I think that's pretty special. But Three Corners, the price point, which, like I said, changes so drastically. There's been homes that have literally doubled in price over the last couple years. So just know that Three Corners is above the median home price. There is a gated, newer portion of Three Corners that is multi-million-dollar luxury homes. So that's kind of, no matter what year or month you're watching this video, just know that the price points in here are going to be above the median, all the way up through some of your more expensive but absolutely stunning luxury homes. So this community, the part that is not behind the gate has a little bit more mature landscaping. So behind the gates, the landscaping is baby brand new. There's not much of it, but the homes are just absolutely breathtaking. I am gonna throw up some images of what it looks like in there in just a little bit, but This community, what I really love about this is that it's very quiet and peaceful, but it is located next to absolutely everything. So Chinden, which is the main road that I've been off of throughout this entire video, is the dividing line between Eagle and Meridian. And then you've got North Eagle Road, which divides between, when you go this way, I'll show you on a map, you've got Meridian and Eagle, and you go that way, you've got Boise. So Three Corners sits on Chinden and Eagle Road, which means you've got exceptionally quick access to Boise, Meridian, and Eagle. The local Boise Co-op, which is the organic grocer that is out here, is just right up the street. You've got fast access to the freeway and the villages at Meridian, so I really like that. There's sidewalks all throughout, and it's very clean and tidy. Okay, a question that I feel like is pulling on my heartstrings that I really need to address is Idaho racist? Will Idaho accept me? I answer our phone calls. We get at least 3 or 4 phone calls a day, sometimes more, and it is not uncommon now that almost every single day I receive that question from people who are looking to relocate here from out of state. Idaho, this is how I'm going to explain it. So in this day and age of being politically correct, just like with everything else, it takes time to catch up places. So just like fashion goes from one side of the country to the other slowly and then spreads around the world, things like political correctness does as well. So with the people here, their hearts are hearts of gold. Everyone here is nice and accepting. I think that where some of the chatter about the Treasure Valley being racist comes from is that people here are not typically politically correct. People know their hearts. They know that they genuinely love and accept everyone. There's a lot of people who believe we are all God's children, designed and created in His image, and the last thing they ever have the intention of doing is hurting someone based on their skin color or what their beliefs are, what country of origin that they're from. I myself have experienced zero racism. My sister was adopted from another country. My brother's wife is moving here from Paraguay. There's just no way that I would ever allow my sister to live somewhere where she's not accepted, or encourage my brother to have his wife move here unless I genuinely believed that the people here were good and loving and kind and accepting. There's not as much diversity here as there are in other places around the world or the country, but we are definitely catching up as more and more people move here. So my short answer is absolutely not. Idaho's not racist. I can't speak to the rumors about northern Idaho. I have heard that some of the reasons why people believe that here in the Treasure Valley around Boise, Idaho, we're racist is because there are some significant presence of racist clans in northern Idaho. I don't know if that's true. I actually work with someone who relocates families up that way, and they don't buy it or believe it. They don't think that there's racism around there. Since I haven't lived there myself, I'm not going to speak to it, but I can say absolutely here, you may hear things periodically that are similar to what your grandparents or your great-grandparents would have said, but it's not ill-intended. It's just simply that people are not politically correct here or don't buy into the idea that we can't freely speak about things or different cultures or communities without offending somebody when their heart's in a good place and they've never meant to ill-intended. With that being said, let me show you the beautiful 3 corners behind the gate and throughout the community. Without the gate,
All right, so Rachel lost her voice and she asked me if I would come on and do the map video for you guys to discuss La Mirada, Three Corners, and Paramount, and what is surrounding all of that, and why do people love living in this area. Personally, when I moved to the Treasure Valley, a lot of people gave me a lot of influence on where they thought I would like living, but when I came out here and I went on those discovery trips, I didn't really like any of those locations. However, when I went down to the area that La Mirada, Paramount, and Three Corners is located, I absolutely loved it. Now, the reason I loved it is because, as you've seen in the video, it's got a lot of great, master plan communities. It's got great location. There's private schools, public schools, grocery stores, lots of restaurants, and just tons of things to do. And then you're just a stone's throw away from Boise, from Nampa, Star, you're very central located. So if you're looking at the map here, here's Boise, here's the airport here, and then out here is really where the tour is of today. So if you look at the villages at Meridian, they're right there. So from here to there, from the location of the video to the village at Meridian, you're probably talking about 10-minute drive. From the location of the communities to the airport, you're talking about 25-minute drive, right? And then the downtown Boise, exact same situation. To get up in the foothills and all those things, you're talking 15 minutes. So when I zoom in on the screen here and I'm looking at where is Three Corners, La Mirada, and Paramount located, they're actually located right in this area over here. So I'm going to scoot the map over a little bit and show you guys that Eagle Road runs north and south and comes off of I-84. So if you were coming from the airport right here, you would drive west on 84, and then you would take the Eagle Road exit and drive north up to Chinden Road. There's a Target right here. You're going to pass the village at Meridian. You got Chick-fil-A. They're building an In-N-Out burger right here. This Albertsons is absolutely insane. It's one of the most craziest grocery stores ever. You got Walmart right behind it, and then just tons of other little, shops and restaurants and, fun outdoor activities and whatnot. Bowling center, Big Owls. It's got video games, bowling, pretty much anything you want to do for entertainment. And then drive up north. You got Target right here. You're going to turn west on Chinden Road. So this, in my personal opinion, like everything in this quadrant is my favorite part of the city. I think it's beautiful living. The homes are nice. The communities are nice. And you got some golf up here. Banbury's a public golf course. You have, you got Spurwing over here that is public or private golf course. It's actually the biggest golf course in the Treasure Valley, but it is private. And then you have a bunch of other things. You got access to the river down here. You got Crave. You have gyms, haircuts. You've got Stella's Ice Cream right here in this Crave complex, which is really cool. There's like a new pizza parlor that's out of Seattle that they just opened there. And they're always doing different things. So heading down Chinden Road here, you're going to come to Locust Grove, which is right here. And this right here is Ambrose. It's a Truth and Logic school. And this area here is Three Corners, right here on Chinden and Locust Grove. There's tons of great communities in here. People really like it because it's mature landscaping and price points are all over the place. You can get in there for, the 400 range all the way up into the multi-million-dollar range, depending on what you want. Taking you through the tour of the video, you'll see exactly just that. People like it because the variety of homes, right? Some of my favorite houses are right here off of Dunwoody Court. You got some acreage homes here. I'm talking, half an acre up to 2 acre lots. And then, beautiful, beautiful homes. So if you wanted to go down to La Mirada, you'd have to get back on Chinden. You're going to pass a place called Zamzow's right here. It's an outdoor store, the lawn and garden, really, really cool. But then you're going to come down to Meridian and go south on Meridian. And then right in this area is where La Mirada is. You also have Saguaro Canyon. So this community, Saguaro Canyon, which I really think is super cool. It's like Arizona themed. So you have cactuses, it's all desert landscaping. And people might be like, well, how do they, sustain it in the wintertime? Well, cactuses sustain in the winter. So it really looks cool when we get snow on those cactuses. And then right across the street right here is Paramount. So Paramount, you're going to have a massive community. You got pools, clubhouses, the price points of homes are going to be, from that 500,000 range up to the $1 million range. There are some homes in there over the $1 million mark. So it really just depends. You're also backed up. You got Paramount Elementary School in here. You got Rocky Mountain High School. And then the reason that a lot of people love living here, and I already mentioned it once, was all the shopping over there on this side of the city. But right over here, across from Paramount, you've got a complex right here, which you have Fred Meyer's, which is our, one of our better shopping stores. It's their slogan is a one-stop shop. So indoor, outdoor shopping. You've got Baskin and Robbins, you got Car Wash, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Orange Theory Fitness. You got Pet Store, endless options, tons of banks. And then across the street here, which is Orchard Village, you have Winco, you have the library, Olive Garden, Wendy's, Jamba Juice. It really feels like a mall food court complex over there, but they are building some restaurants that are really nice that are in downtown Boise that they're going to put out here. So you have Lemon Tree Sandwich Shop, which is freaking amazing. I love Lemon Tree. You've got the Wilder Pizza, and then you have one of the most popular coffee shops going in right there. I am a coffee fanatic, so I am excited about that. However, across the street here, you have Black Rock Coffee, which is great coffee. I don't go to Starbucks. I don't really support them. I don't like their coffee. I think it tastes like burnt coffee. So I'm excited that we're going to get more, independent coffee shops. But if you travel down Linder Road here, you've got some restaurants and bars, a lot of new building going on here, pizza shops. And even if you cruise down here to McMillan, you got Sonic, Dutch Brothers, which is another big coffee shop chain out of Oregon, and then Tin Roof Tacos, a little waffle restaurant. It's just endless options. But one of the most common questions we get is, how close are we to Costco? So if you look right here, here's your Costco right here. So from here to there, that's about a 5-minute drive. And this is something that's very interesting. And Rachel and I talk about this all the time, is when you're driving this way. So once you get past Linder Road going this way, it doesn't really feel like it's that far to Costco. But when you're driving back, it feels like it's a long drive. So a lot of people, right here in this area, this is the Spurwing golf course I was telling you about, and people love living at Spurwing. You get a little bit beyond that, it feels like a little bit further drive back. The nice thing is all of these roads, 10 Mile, which down here you have Walmart is located right here, which we got the drone in the sky and shown you that. But all of these roads leak down to 84, which is how you get to the airport. However, you'll see right here is this highway right now called 16. They are building a freeway now that's going to go all the way down to 84. So they're currently in the process of developing that. It's going to be a game changer for the valley, because before, if you were living out here in, say, Legacy, which is out here, Insignia, and a bunch of the other ones out here, it took forever for people to drive down Linder or go down to Eagle Road and then go all the way down to the, I-84. Now you're just going to be able to jump right on the freeway and drive straight down to 84, and boom, can either go out to Nampa this way or over to Oregon, or you're going to go to the east and go to the, airport, downtown Boise, whatever it may be. And another thing is a lot of people do drive down to Nampa, and you got Walmart, Winco, and Costco over here, and people visit those locations if they don't want to go to the newer ones. And a super sneaky pro tip is there's an amazing store over here for firearms that's called Idaho Gun Store that I think is one of the coolest gun stores in all of Idaho. So it's down here. If you're into that type of thing, check it out. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this little map tour of the Treasure Valley and the neck of the woods that I think is one of the best parts. If you are even thinking about making a move or just want to talk to our team about what it looks like making that transition, or where we can set you up on a self-guided tour when you guys take a stroll out here to the Treasure Valley, there's only one thing you got to do. Reach out, days, nights, weekends. We got your back when making a move or a plan to move out to the Treasure Valley. And until next time, be blessed.